Understanding children, and especially their tantrums. Of all the books and training in the world, the best learning happens when you're with children. You don't just learn to shift your perspective, but you learn a lot about yourself too. Amazing experiences and memories are created when we spend quality time with children. Understanding how children develop is important for anyone who's with children, parents, carers, or educators. Here's a quick review of why children might do things the way they do. An important aspect to consider is the way the human brain develops and the effects of evolution on our brain. Our prefrontal cortex, or the thinking brain, was the latest part of the brain to evolve and is the last to develop. It takes up to 26 years for the prefrontal cortex to fully develop. Also, due to the structure of our brain, all human beings feel the emotions first before the logical thought processing can happen. In the early years of child's life, the first 5 to 7 years, the child's brain is absorbing information from its environment. It operates mainly on a cause and effect relationship basis. Children at that age are not able to think rationally and are definitely not able to be manipulative or malicious. Carers need to bear in mind that children are simply acting on their emotions, and as adults, we need to be aware of our emotions, manage these emotions, and then help children to regulate their emotions. It is never too early or too late to start teaching your child to regulate their emotions. No emotions or the resulting behavior are good or bad. We can class them as desirable or undesirable. All behavior is communication. When children need love or attention, they might communicate in ways that are not very lovable. But shunning children away in such times does not teach them to regulate their emotions, it only teaches them to bury their emotions. Typically, around the age of 2, most children develop a sense of self and want to try to do things independently. Me do it is their mantra at that age. But usually, there is a mismatch between what they want to do and what they are capable of doing. This makes them feel frustrated. Also, not getting what they want can lead to similar feelings. Research shows that when we are working hard to problem solve, the same regions in our brain are activated when we feel actual physical pain. So, when children are trying hard and feel frustrated, they feel pain and hence the screaming or the tantrum. Once we understand this, it is easier to manage it. It is very normal for children to express their emotions in this fashion as they still haven't developed the ability to regulate their emotions. They're simply acting on each emotion that is triggered in them. A good way of co regulating emotions with children is to acknowledge their emotions and then show them the strategies to manage these emotions. Example: your child throws a tantrum because they want ice cream for dinner. You can say to your child, I understand you're feeling angry because you really want that ice cream. But, honey, ice cream is not for dinner. Why don't you choose between rice or pasta for dinner and then you can have a small ice cream for dessert? Hug your child when they're feeling frustrated. A myth that parents have is by acknowledging our children's quote unquote negative emotions such as anger, sadness, or frustration, we might be encouraging them to feel such emotions, but that's far from reality. All we are doing is helping children manage these emotions. Imagine you come home from work feeling really tired and you say to your partner, oh, I'm feeling exhausted today. To that, your partner says, oh, honey, I can see you look really tired. Let me fix you a nice cup of tea and then you can tell me what happened. How does that make you feel? A little better, right? Now, say you come home and say, oh, I'm feeling exhausted today. And your partner says, no, you're not. Stop that now. Pick up your shoes and then do the laundry. Right now. I'm counting to 3. How would that make you feel? Worse, right? Think about these two scenarios and how it makes us feel. So, when we treat our children with no compassion, how would that make them feel? Just like in these two examples, when our partner acknowledges the way we feel supported and accepted for who we are. It doesn't encourage us to be tired, but it makes us feel secure in the relationship. When our children are having a temper tantrum, saying stop it now doesn't really help. Think how you'd like to be treated and treat your children the same way. So, to summarize, tantrums in early years are common because children haven't yet learned to manage their emotions. Their prefrontal cortex is not fully developed, so they're not thinking and planning to be manipulative. Children simply act on their emotional impulses and need to be taught to regulate their emotions. Don't classify behavior as good or bad. All behavior is communication. When children need love, they communicate it in the most unlovable ways. When children behave in an undesirable manner, remember to act. Acknowledge the child's feelings, communicate the rule, target a positive choice. Let's treat children with more love and respect.